Okay, so to say that I'm fuming is a huge understatement, but I just can't think of an alternative word that will describe the same thing in a better way, so I'm going to stick with fuming. And the reason I'm fuming, as you can tell by the title, is Ubisoft are starting to scam their players and just general people with this new Ubisoft Quartz NFT crypto sale thing, whatever they want to bloody call it. One of the worst things about this is the fact that YouTubers that are shills, so quite a few YouTubers actually, other Twitch streamers, these people that are paid by companies, these people that are sponsored by the big dogs, they're not going to say a word about it. Because realistically, they are not gamers. They play these games to make money. And that is all they care about. They might as well go and join these corporations. This is getting out of hand, and people need to stop. So what I'm going to ask is that you leave a like on this video, if you agree with what I'm saying, obviously, and share it with absolutely everyone. Let's get the real gamers to stand against this, because AAA gaming is going to the lowest it has ever been, and it's going to find new depths. It's going to find ways to go lower and lower and lower and lower for as long as these AAA companies just don't get their hands out of their pockets. That's all they care about is money. If this, what we are going to talk about, isn't proof that corporations are scum, I don't know what is. So Ubisoft, as far as I'm aware, I don't understand this fully because this thing isn't available in my region. So I can't even read into it. I've had to go and watch YouTubers' videos. I watched a video from Big Fry, and I've basically just taken some of the things he said and I put my own words behind it, because he's the only one I've really found at the moment that's done a video on this. And it was brought to my attention originally by the community on Discord. So Ubisoft are going to release an NFT marketplace. An NFT is a non-fungible token. It's something that can be bought that you personally own, can't be shared with anyone else unless you decide to sell it on. People can buy these NFTs for real money inside Ubisoft titles. The first game they are bringing them to is Ghost Recon Breakpoint. So after Ghost Recon Breakpoint has a dreadful launch, even big YouTubers that are shills were saying it's a disgusting game. Then what they've done over time is built up the game, made it a lot better to play, and now they're just chucking it down the drain again with this. Sometimes, in some cases, for some players, it's not going to affect their experience. But things like this put some gamers, they really put them off wanting to play any title from these companies. And what these companies fail to realise is without these people, us gamers, buying these games, they wouldn't have a company in the beginning. Yet all they do year in, year out now is take us for granted and take the piss with every single fucking little thing they do. So you can use these items in-game and you can trade them to make money. Things like helmets, pairs of trousers, all that, all the gear pieces and stuff you can get in Breakpoint. They're going to make unique ones that you can buy and sell on a third-party platform, marketplace sort of thing. The only people that are going to defend this stuff are obviously the shills and people that have more money than they have sense. Gamers are not even going to buy these things a lot of the time. You'll have people that have a creepy crypto fantasy that have these sorts of items. A lot of the time you'll see, with the Ghost Recon Breakpoint thing, you'll see a lot of people have these items that nobody else in the world can get their hands on, and they won't even own the game. Anyone that designs an NFT will always receive a cut of the sale when something is sold. They're going to have these unique serial numbers, and there's going to be metadata to show the history of sales. But say, for an example, the CEO of Ubisoft, Yves Guillermo, say Yves creates something to sell as an NFT, or gets one of his employees to make something and sells it as an NFT for Breakpoint. Every single time that sells, so say you buy a helmet for $5,000, you sell it on for $6,000, you've made $1,000 yourself, Yves is always getting a cut of that. When you buy a stupid helmet or pair of trousers in Breakpoint, you'll either be playing PvE, where only you will see them, or PvP, where people don't care what you're fucking wearing, they're there to shoot you. Breakpoint is the start of this, and other games will at some point be added into this system. These items will be sold and bought through Ubisoft titles, and then what happens if they add them to games like Far Cry? It's first person, so you're not going to see them at all. And then, what happens if they close the servers to the game the item's for? It becomes pointless and loses all of its value. So you've got this sick looking wolf helmet for Ghost Recon Breakpoint. They release a new Breakpoint, or they release a new Ghost Recon game in a few years' time, And then because no one's playing Breakpoint, they close the servers down to save themselves money because it costs money to run servers. They close the servers down and you can't trade your item to any other game that you want to. You've just lost the money. All you are going to get from this is an item that has a unique serial number. So you would have to go into photo mode and zoom in to really see that it's a unique item that you own. And these games have other cosmetics in them. Why would you buy an NFT in a video game? Other companies, like EA, will also get wind of this and try something similar. You could see Cristiano Ronaldo in an upcoming FIFA that only one person in the world is allowed. It's a unique item that nobody else can have. Games will start putting their... Like when you pre-order a game, the biggest edition, you get something exclusive. They'll start releasing exclusive things purposely for the people with a shit ton of money and nothing to do with it to buy. So all the effort is going to go into things that they're able to sell. The only money that's really being made from this are the big corporations that get a cut of the sales. It's never ever going to improve the experience of the game you're playing, especially whilst it's cosmetic only. But at some point in the future, they could put stat boosts on weapons in PvP games through these NFTs. The whole system is a scam to make more money. And people are stupid enough to defend this stuff. So I have a question. What actually happened to video games? Games as we knew them 10, 15, 20 years ago. Companies don't even release polished products nowadays. And now we have this sort of stuff coming into games. And if you actually defend this stuff, as I've said, you've either got too much money and no idea what to do with it, or you're just straight up thick. And yeah, there's going to be some snowflakes that are going to defend this. I'm sorry I hurt your fucking feelings, but you need to realise how bad this is for gamers. And it's not just about the one person. This isn't just about me. This is about the community. Real gamers are being pushed out by the corporations that drew us in. And the corporations that were built up because of us. They're now pushing us out because they want more money. If it's not skin packs for £25 a go, then it's this. Avengers. As so many people have defended this shit. There was a full AAA priced game. It was like 50, 60 quid when it come out at the end of 2020. They've got over $3,000 worth of skins. Yeah, people will sit there and they'll get really fucking happy because you've got an MCU character skin. So fucking what? Call of Duty went and did the same thing. Oh, we've released Rambo. You can now run around as Rambo at the cost of £25 in a first person game. You can't even see your character. So, I mean, unless you want to sit there in the lobby for 6 hours, doing whatever, looking at your fucking character, then what's the point? Halo Infinite is even doing the same thing with skin packs. You have to pay like £20 or £15 or something for a white skin. And so far from what's been leaked, they're going to have $1,000 worth of skins coming in the first 6 months after launch. Avengers had to fix over 1,000 bugs in a single update. Avengers also put no story into the game for their exclusive character, but they have for every other character in the game, and I'm a PC Avengers player, so Spider-Man doesn't even bother me. Call of Duty won't invest in a good anti-cheat system, so all the money they make from their probably like 400 or 500 plus bundles they've released in the store, they won't put in to stop cheaters ruining Warzone for people. They won't do anything. It's not even just about anti-cheat. They need to do something about the cheaters, and they don't bother. Every single new update, cheaters are going to bypass the security, and Halo's finding more and more cheaters. They won't do fucking anything about it either. And they're also charging full price for their campaign, unless you have Game Pass. And co-op or Forge isn't in the game, with co-op coming 6 months later at the earliest. So if you want to sit there and you want to play the campaign to Halo Infinite, you've got to pay £55 if you don't have Game Pass, and you literally get a solo campaign. Co-op, you're going to have to wait at least 6 months for it. What makes that even worse about Halo Infinite? They had an extra fucking year to develop the game. They couldn't even do co-op, yet people are out there paying money for it still. It's like Battlefield 2042. People are saying, oh, the game's going to be good in a year's time. Yeah, it might be, but why a year? Why not now? You can't say they need to make their money back, and that's why they've got all these specialists and stuff that they're going to be releasing alongside battle passes and shit. How does that make any sense? Because the first week alone, they made about $380 million from sales. And the game's been out for nearly a month now. They're probably up to $500 million. And yeah, they have to cover their costs, but at the end of the day, they're making money from people buying their game. Put some fucking effort into your product. And the worst thing is, like, well, I say the worst thing, I say that about a lot of stuff, but you get these games that come out, it's the first time release from a studio, and people sit there and defend it. Or I'd like to see you make a game. They've never made a game before. What, so that gives them a fucking excuse? You see a freshly qualified chef give you mouldy food that's going to give you food poisoning, won't you let them off because they've only just finished training? No, fuck that. You buy a car and it comes without the engine, but it's a first time release from the manufacturers of the car or whatever, you're going to let them off because you can't drive your car. No. You're fucking not. Halo Infinite even put out small updates to their progression system to make people think that they're actually listening, but it still encourages you to buy your way through it. Instead of having to play 20 games to get 1000 XP in order to level up once in the Battle Pass, you now only have to play 6 games. Yeah, but every consecutive game after that is still worth shit XP. So you get 1 level per day until that resets and gives you more XP. So 1 level per day, 100 tiers, 100 days, unless you buy your way through it. The last few years has been fucking awful for games. Cyberpunk, Dungeons & Dragons Dark Alliance, Fast and Furious Crossroads, Red Dead Redemption 2's online, The Division 2's Year of Abandonment, and then all this shit they give us when they come back with these intelligence annexes. Outriders, with 4 days of no server. You're not able to connect to the servers properly for 4 straight days. Then 10 weeks of not having your character. The last few years has been shit. Rockstar milking the fuck out of GTA. They can't even release a polished remaster. Games that worked 10, 15 years ago, however long ago, don't work now because they've fiddled with stuff. But don't worry, they make all these remasters look pretty for you. You just have to pay them a shit ton of money. You, honestly, in the last few years, you have less than a handful of AAA games that are actually worth their price or even worth your time. You even have games that people say are really good, like, oh, Marvel's Guardians of the Galaxy is amazing. Yeah, it's amazing until you see a lot of people playing it and they're complaining about issues, and they have the most childish sort of combo sequences in their game. You saw The Ascent and everyone saying, oh, this game's fantastic. Yeah, when you played it when it first launched, it was a pile of shit. Everyone was like, oh, this is Game of the Year worthy. Yeah, okay, so that's why about 2 months after it came out, it had less than 500 people playing. People just find something that they like and they instantly jump on any sort of, or not even a bandwagon. They find something they like and they defend the shit out of it. Oh, there's no way Cyberpunk's going to be bad. CD Projekt Red released The Witcher 3. Cyberpunk comes out 100 days off the PlayStation Store because Sony ain't putting up with their shit. This is only going to get worse. This Ubisoft Quartz and them selling these digits, these NFTs in Ghost Recon Breakpoint is going to get worse. The only people in the world you will see that have these NFTs are big YouTubers that want to promote the product. So if Ubisoft go, we've got a marketing campaign, we're going to pay the top 5 YouTube channels in the world that cover our games, we're going to pay them a big amount of money to get them to promote Ubisoft Quartz and try and get more people involved. So these YouTubers go out and they spend a shit ton of money to have a product that's in a fucking video game. Say you're spending £100 on a digit in this Ubisoft Quartz. Why not go out, take your family out for dinner? Why not go out and buy yourself some new clothes? Do something actually valuable with the money, besides trying to make a little bit of profit through some third-party marketplace. If people don't stand up to this, honestly, it's going to get so much worse. Like, so much worse. When people, like the odd few people here and there, started kicking off about predatory microtransactions, everyone was told this is going to get worse. And look at it now. If you go onto Steam and you look for Train Simulator, you've got what they call 2021. All they do each year is change the cover art for the game, and they give it the title for the corresponding year, and they release you the same game. They've got over £10,000 worth of DLC. We've got to stop letting companies and corporations get away with this shit. Because if this does go ahead, if Ubisoft Quartz comes out of beta, they bring it to more of their titles, we're going to see some stupid stuff in the future. You're going to have all these Battle Pass cosmetics move from Battle Pass to NFT. So even though there's a lot of hate around Battle Passes, so many people get involved with them, and you won't even be able to do that anymore. You have to buy the item to be completely unique to you. And because it's a one-of-a-kind, they're even more expensive. This really isn't right, and soon, if this carries on as well, you will be sold a tenth of a game, and you're going to have to pay separately for the rest of it. When 15, 20 years ago, you paid 30, 40, 50 pounds, you had an entire game that was polished. Some games did come out, and they were really bad, but you had other games that come out, and they were polished pretty much to perfection. I remember coming home from school playing Simpsons Hit and Run on the PS2. There were pretty much no problems. It was all just fun. And now if they were to remaster it, they would find some way to get you dressing up in a fucking skirt as Homer, and they'll charge you 25 quid for it. So, I'm done with the video. I'll see you in the next one. Don't forget to share it. Let me know what you think in the comments. Thank you for watching.